All right. Let's get this show on the road. We'll just kind of like hang out for a moment while people do things. People get in here is what I mean, actually. What? Alright, one other thing I'm gonna do real fast. Alright. Switch ourselves over to this. Cool. Alright, so we finished this up yesterday. We're now going to create an illustration with this character in it. So, create ourselves a new document. We're going to focus primarily on composition today, because I doubt we'll get into anything resembling like a final sketch. But I kind of want to brainstorm a little bit and figure out exactly what it is I want. The illustration to kind of look like. So let's start by do that on a new layer. Those. And I probably won't fill up all 9 of these, but still be useful to have them, just in case. You never know. Here, okay. Center those. Okay. So what kinds of scenes? So one of the things I was thinking, a thing that I think I'm gonna go with, I like the idea of Excalibur being in like a really natural looking boulder or stone, in like a garden grove or sorry, like a forest grove or something out in nature. So one of the scenes that I had in mind was this. A grove. But one of the other things it could be, it could technically be like some kind of like temple or you know, maybe Merlin's put Excalibur inside of like a kind of hold, for lack of a better word. But I'm thinking a space kind of a lot like the room that the Master Sword is kept in Ocarina of Time. Like kind of like a big round circular room, and then there's just this big wolf dude in there, just like defending things. So we could do something like that. I'll do Temple of Time as sort of like what's another one? I don't know. I feel like those are the two that come immediately to mind. It would make the most sense. Like, I don't know, why would Merlin put it anywhere else? Like a cave space. I really like the idea of like a lot of like lush greens and stuff around this character, and so the grove just makes a lot of sense to me. So I honestly think we're just gonna go with this one. Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna do the grove. So let's like think about some additional layouts here. So obviously, we could do something that's kind of like pretty plain. Here's the stone board in it. Not a very dynamic camera angle, but like, I don't know, we're just brainstorming right now. Maybe he's right here holding the sword. Fan art. What do you mean? No, I'm just referencing the room the Master Sword is kept in Ocarina of Time as a possible like kind of idea for a space the scene could be in. But no, not Zelda stuff. We're going with like a natural grove kind of area where he's guarding Excalibur. We're still doing the wolf guy. There's there could be like bushes and trees and stuff around him. I don't really like this. It's too plain. There's nothing like dynamic about it. We could go for like the like Dutch angle. Sword is back here, stuck in this stone. Have kind of our wolf figure, being seen from below. I'd imagine him standing guard with the sword in the ground here in front of him. And he's just kind of got both hands resting on the sword here for now. Yeah, there's bushes and trees and stuff all over. Smaller rocks. Trees and greenery. Or we could just do something not necessarily like a scene, so to speak, or it could just be like kind of a splash art image of him in the same vein as like this Dave Greco artwork that I have. Let me pull some of it up. Load recent. Oh. Alright, 1 second. So I've got like something kind of like this artwork here, or something, more like these with, it's a little bit more illustrative. This is more of a portrait, but let's see. He's got other examples, this is like splash artist. Like it's a little bit more portraity, but it's kind of just like really like putting the character into focus. Like something like this could be really fun to paint, actually. Just find like a kind of dynamic, maybe action pose to put him in, or like what's another example? Here's another one that's kind of splash arty. Along these sorts of lines. I don't know, what do we think? It might be kind of fun to do something like this. This feels a little more illustrative. Like I could do a piece that's with the camera pulled back that maybe tells some kind of like narrative or scene, but like I haven't really done an artwork like this yet, so it could be kind of nice. Yeah. Let's do something like that. That sounds fun. That sounds more fun. And like I said, I haven't done a piece like that before. So to have an example of something like that I can show to people, here's a thing I can do. Like that would be good. So this will serve both some utility and it'll be fun and different and something new I can add to my repertoire. So I guess that being the case, we have to consider what kind. Do I want it to be like a widescreen splash art, or do I want it to be in kind of a more of a portrait mode? I think that being the case, something more portraity would be better. Let's I'm going to erase these. Be faster than this. Hey there, how's it going? To do is grab this. That right there. I think I need different music. Super enjoy. This way. So okay. So we maybe he worry about facial. side stance. He's holding sword right up in camera a little bit. Maybe it's actually forward that. Holding it with one arm. I have to foreshorten that more than I was. Shoulders back. Oh, like you have it turned down all the way, you mean? Ah, okay. Well, no worries. You got it figured out, so that's okay. Pretty good. How have you been? We're, working on an illustration for this character I finished up yesterday. Tired? Are you not getting enough sleep? I know the feeling, trust me. Cool. And I've decided to do some artwork kind of in the style of Dave Greco's like splash art. I don't know if you're familiar with him. I've talked about him a few times in the server, but I really like his style, and I've kind of slowly been trying to adapt to having my work look a little bit more like his. This character didn't end up that way, even though I wanted it to. I definitely like used the way he renders hair a little bit for sure, though. I go back and look. There's a little bit of that in there. It doesn't. I haven't quite hit his style. My portraits I did a while back were a little closer to that. But yeah, that's kind of what we're going for here. I kind of wish so like there's a kind of a stylistic thing that happens in his work. This one's probably a good one to get for it. There's this like kind of like interesting like blending of like different colors that I feel like I have a hard time achieving. maybe this isn't even the best example. Like, he does this thing... This is actually a good example. But, like, a lot of this kind of stuff here in the, like, shoulder pauldron, where there's these, like, different colors and stuff. I know, I feel like he's sort of artistically, like, throwing down certain colors in some places. Well, I kind of did that. So I had this piece. Is it still in this list? Yeah. Where I kind of... I feel like I kind of was able to emulate that a little bit. Not perfect, but... Like, a lot of that's better here. When you say you use, like, a different color base, like, you... Like, choose a color that maybe you normally wouldn't use, and then you paint over that. Oh. Oh, I'm not super familiar with watercolors, so I may not be understanding. Not even me. I'm not understanding. I'm sure it's hard to... It's probably hard to explain in the chat. It may just be that I need to color shift more than I do. Because, like, when I select colors, like, you know, if I'm originally painting with, like, this pink and I need to do, like, shadow, I will, like, saturate color, but not kind of push it towards blues if I'm working with, like, a... Too complicated. Well, so, like... Back up. In this one, you mean? Well, right. Do you think I'm adding too much definition, then? Is that maybe a better way to say it? I mean, I've watched him work. He's a very efficient blender, and I... Right, but they're usually cell shaded. So, like, there's, like, harsh lines between the shadow and the highlights. I really like his style, and I want to model more of my work after it, because I just think it's super appealing looking. Yeah. Well, I feel like I would almost describe Dave Greco's work as semi-realism, which is more like what I'm into. I want my I have historically done very realistic work, but I want to push more towards stylization. I just I want. Old habits die hard though. Yeah, I know. I have a really hard time making myself not draw along those. It's something I'm trying to be more cognizant of. I feel like I did an okay job with my more recent like portraits though. Like that one or uh I don't know, his nose is pretty long. Right. It's all a learning process, that's for sure. Um, so if we were to like maybe do like sort of an assessment of this character, then would you say that largely the face is then more successful than the rest of the body because I didn't add as much crazy definition to it? Just to like kind of analyze my work a little bit. Okay. Well, let's just see if we can kind of like really push that in this piece then. Oh yeah, yeah, because it's again the information that needs to be there is there. Okay, well, like I said, yeah, let's see if we can like really push that in this illustration. Um, and I'll make sure I keep some reference of Dave Greco's work up here on my screen, so that I'm making sure that I'm like looking and paying attention to stuff that he does. Cool. Oh, how did I? Oh, that's right. I selected a different color earlier. Um, kind of really exaggerate the size of that blade if it's that hard. Cool. Welcome back. one thing I do want to make sure I do with this illustration is I'm not necessarily going to be concerned about representing this design perfectly, because I think it's going to be more about the stylization and the movement of the piece and all of that, more than necessarily drawing it perfectly to match my original. So if things need to change, that's okay. I don't want to be super rigid. We could kind of go the same route and maybe like push it by putting the camera lower. Oh, maybe. Got this like big sword. Or shortening a long object like a sword is a little difficult. Because I want to make sure it looks long enough. Oh, no worries. We just like it's just like super foreshort. I kind of want it to look like it's coming at the viewer a little bit. Maybe I should draw in his posture. That would be. It just seems like the sword is such a good like object to like get my line of action off of. If we're kind of like imagining the camera being lower, closer to the ground, that's too. Yeah, definitely. How directed at the camera, at the view, rather. Maybe we look up some reference. What is the name? There is a, like, person. I don't know if they're on DeviantArt anymore, but I used to see them on DeviantArt the time that did like stock photo like stuff with weapons. But I can't remember what they're called. And it's been a long time since I've looked up their references. Building sword reference. Action scenes. Well, I mean, it is like a big ass broadsword. Maybe. Be like images of like Cloud from Final Fantasy VII would be good. It's gonna. Well, I feel like a shot like this is kind of a good reference. To be fair, I did draw this sword quite large. Yeah, it is a different format. I'm flexible. It's not a huge deal. But it's a good thought. I can at least pop it into my reference material real quick, just to have it there. So there. Yeah, the person that I remember doing stock photos did lots of like action things. Aatrox splash art. Okay, let me look that up real quick. Scroll through a few more images to see if there's anything nifty here. Nope. Okay. I don't play League, so I'm not familiar with it. Fetch. I mean, he does wield a pretty big sword. I probably should pay more attention to Riot's artwork. I don't, for some reason. It's just not like at the forefront of like all the stuff I pay attention to. Their artwork's really good. Their artists are fantastic. And I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be him like holding the sword toward the camera. There are other options. Yeah, there's not it's kind of weird. I think the thing that's like bothering me about this one, it kind of I think it's supposed to be him like slamming into the ground like he's just fallen from like a big height. But he has like zero facial expression. Like it's like super neutral face. Which is sort of odd because I feel like he would at least be, what's the word? Wincing a little bit. Like that's immediately what I noticed. I looked at this and I noticed that like instantly. This is blurry. Tiny image. Okay, looking at that anymore. There we go. Kind of cool. I mean, another character we could maybe look at, Nightmare, but with a K. Air, Soul Calibur, Splash. Oh, that's right. Soul Calibur's splash art is like super lame. It's like it's just characters on white backgrounds. Here's something. Yeah. Sort of a different thing. I'll pop that over here. Oh wow, that image is tiny. Let's maybe just do, why not just characters with big swords. I need to specify splash art. Apparently. That's some cool looking art there. That sword's kind of badass. Body types too. I like the movement in this piece. Maybe I'll pull this over as like a movement reference. One of the things I definitely want to focus on is some good composition. I'm trying to lean a little bit more into illustration. I did that character design just because it was something that sounded really fun. But as someone who wants to build up a career as a freelancer, I feel like illustration is something that's going to probably give me better work opportunities or more work opportunities. Oh wow, no. Or anyway? Okay. Google, stop trying to tell me what I want to see. That's cool too. It's just labeled female anime character with short silver hair holding a large sword. I'm pretty sure that's fan art of the character we were just looking at, but alrighty. Yeah, that sword's not. This feels a little stagnant. It's not dynamic enough. Go for what? Old Riot stuff? Oh, this one? With my character? I feel like that's, weird. It would be funny. Maybe if I decide to do a less serious thing after, I can do something silly like that. Boy, this one's really busy. I almost had a hard time seeing exactly what was happening. His arms, especially this one, kind of gets lost in the background a little bit. Oh, is it? Interesting. Well, I don't know if I feel like I'm seeing many other examples of the kind of stuff I'm... Oh, I see. So that would make it look a little bit clearer. That would make sense. Let's just look up just general splash art. The heck of it. But like the colors and stuff. Nago? Let's check it out real quick. Nago? Oh. He like wields like a giant cross, it looks like. Almost like a sword. Interesting. It's a cool sword. Well, let's go back to this. I've seen this before. I think Keenan Lafferty did that piece. Yeah. Okay, well, think I'm gonna kind of try and just sort of model. Oh, did my dog just run through? Model this a little bit after these other images that I've found here. So I don't dislike this. Like this here kind of feels like a good starting for a potential illustration. But let's just hate these. I have some. Oh, wrong layer. I have a few. Landscape. So I don't know, maybe I let's make this into more of a landscape painting. Get the full length. Yeah. I agree. And then we can maybe shift him over here a little bit so that he's right on the first third. Yeah, I like that. Compositionally, I think that's a lot better. I think the thing I'm gonna struggle with the most in this, and it's something I always struggle with in this kind of painting. So I tried one a long time ago. I think I painted it on my iPad, actually. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, you know what? It might actually be saved in my files. So I painted a... And it's pretty bad. Like, going back and looking at it, there are things that I like about it, but there's some really awful stuff in it, too. I painted a Fullmetal Alchemist fan art. Oh, no, that is the... Yeah, right here. And I struggled so hard to come up with a background, and obviously I ended up going with something like overly simple. And this splash art that I'm looking at isn't like that at all. And so the thing I need to figure out is how to structure a background to look like. Yeah, I know, it's bad. It's from quite a while ago. But I was attempting in a unsuccessful way, sort of a splash art kind of a look, and this was not successful. Yeah, so that is something I am gonna do. I did technically do that with this. Even Dave Greco, when he does splash art, he starts in black and white and then adds color later. And that's my intention. I'm not gonna add color right away. I almost always work in black and white before I add color. I just didn't match tones very well in this at all, because I didn't do a very good job. Basically. I haven't like scrolled. Yeah, I don't study very often. I should, but I don't. It's a weakness of mine. It's hard for me to make myself do it. Maybe I actually need to shift that over a little bit in order to scale it. What are you doing? What's up? Hey, come here. Come here. Good girl. Good girl. What? Hi. So I think I do like the idea of him looking like he's in somewhat of a like foresty kind of area. So kind of like a lot of greens and stuff. For the background. And this is... I'm still looking at this, I assume this is a League of Legends character. I don't know for certain, but I'm still looking at this and... man, that compressed real bad when I put it into this software. All the, like, app. Okay. Do I imbue this creature with any kind of like magic powers? But maybe just kind of allude to the idea that there's a stone in the background with a sword sticking out of it. placement on that would sort of, you know, make sure I put it in a good place. Make sure it draws attention back to probably here. I don't know. Let's put him back. I'll just air. Subtle, but it could make a big difference. Small. Welcome back. I thought I was gonna hear someone start saying wiggle 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 wiggle. Yeah. I was just trying to compare the difference in like rotation composition. To I feel like maybe that makes him feel small. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to have you around if you want to stick around, but if you get back to work. Right. Let's try one the kind of matching posing. That's good. You got this, babe. You can definitely pass it. I believe in you. What are you doodling? I mean, you should go outside and stop it. No, no. Kinda shape here. Ah, cool. Yeah. Well, as long as you can keep yourself working on stuff, like, that's what's important, right? Better than just, like, letting yourself go stagnant. I don't think I like it. Sure. So, that was very much go on. That's not awful. Hail. Brings the view here. That's not bad. Don't dislike that. Okay, so there's two that we can kind of look at as possible additions. How's work going, babe? This one? Yeah, I don't dislike that at all. It definitely feels more dynamic than number one. I'm gonna To help with rough play? What do you mean by rough play? Exactly. Just curious. Not sold on where the tail's at. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Let's see, what else can we do? I mean, we could do something a little bit more just like... I don't know. I definitely want something with movement. I was gonna say we could do something just a little bit more relaxed and like he's just, you know, maybe he's not defending the sword at this particular moment, so he's just sort of lounging or something. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what kind of like movies that I'm aware of that I screen caps in it that I could get. Or animations, yeah. Like animes that I've seen that have giants. Or at least big enough. Let's do... Since we're already kind of referencing Final Fantasy, let's do Advent, Children, Light, Scene, Screenshots. Maybe that's... I guess there are animations from like Warcraft that would probably be good to reference to. Yeah, that's a good point. I could look at that as well. Let's see. Yeah, Monster Hunter would be a good one too. I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter lately. It's my current free time game when I'm not doing artwork and not working at my job. Let's see. I make time for it. I don't get to play as much as I used to, but I feel like I've found a pretty good balance. I do artwork every day, and I work every day, and as long as I feel like I've done my due diligence, I feel like I'm okay to take some time to something that isn't artwork. I'm reminded now that I should probably do cut. I haven't seen the Warcraft movie, and I've heard that it's actually not as bad as like people have made it out to be. And I don't know where I can find it to watch it, but I would like to see it, even if just to like see all the wonderful CG at work. Maybe I need to just go to YouTube and look up the cinematics. WoW cinematics. That is a 53-minute video. Let's not do that. Well, let's look at this. Here we can. My music.
Icecrown.
What studio they have doing this?
To our suffering. The veil between life and death. Where a usurper sits on a frozen throne. But no king rules forever.
That guy looks badass. This is the Lich King. I don't know much about World of Warcraft lore. Okay. Rock. These these attacks are ridiculous. It's awesome, but they're ridiculous. World of Warcraft is basically just anime.
You are unfit to wear this crown. To wield so much power.
That power will be your prison.
This world is a prison. set us all free.
Can't say I saw anything in there that was like great reference. For me. Mostly because I didn't know what the content. Maybe I need to do some research. Which is gonna be too boring to stream. So I'm gonna end the stream. And kinda think we're hopping in. That's enough playing rough. That's good. Well, hopefully it's useful. I will be streaming again tomorrow, so